Everybody wishes that he could live forever, or at least a very long time. But you are stuck being a human with an average lifespan of only 72 years. But here on our beautiful planet Earth, there are many creatures that you should try respawn in the next life. These animals can live for a really long time, potentially even forever. Some of these creatures have been around for so long that nowadays they are considered living fossils, since dinosaurs are their direct relatives. If you want to explore about the creatures which have longest life, then we recommend watching this video till end. And please don't forget to subscribe as we are intended to bring you more entertaining videos in future. Here is the list of creatures that are considered as longest living creatures on the planet Earth. Number 10. Tuatara. The Tuatara are small reptiles that inhabit New Zealand. They might look like lizards, but in fact they are a part of distinct lineage related to dinosaurs, who lived on Earth more than 200 million years ago. Though nowadays these species are endangered, some of them have a remarkable long lifespan of over 110 years. Number 9. Bowhead whale. The bowhead whale has a large, robust, dark-colored body and a wide chin. It has a massive triangular skull, which it uses to break through the Arctic ice to breathe. The bowhead whale is not as famous as the blue whale. It does have some distinctive features that makes it an outstanding species. First, bowhead have the large mouth of any animal, representing almost one-third of the length of the body. The largest baleen plates with the maximum length of 4 meters. And second, these creatures can live over 200 years, which makes them the longest living marine mammal. The oldest known bowhead whale was 211 years old. Number 8. Koi fish. There are many varieties of ornamental koi, originating from breeding that began in Japan in the early 19th century. Generally, koi fish live up to 50 years, but one of their kind, a scarlet koi fish named Hanaku, was longest living fish ever recorded. She died at the age of 226 years, and it is still a mystery where a fish would live for so long. The majority of the people stick to the opinion that the fish simply enjoyed at its life receiving the love and care of her owners, and the ability to swim in the clear waters of Japanese mountains. Their ability to survive and adapt to many climates and water conditions allowed the domesticated species to propagate to many new locations including Japan. Number 7. Geoduck. The geoduck is native to coastal waters of eastern North Pacific Ocean from Alaska to Baja California. The shell of the clam ranges from 50 centimeters to over 20 centimeters in length, but the extremely long siphons make the clam itself much longer than this. The siphons alone can be 1 meter in length. The geoduck is the largest burrowing clam in the world. It is also one of the longest living animal of any type with a typical lifespan of 140 years. It has a small shell compared to the soft part of its body, so it cannot hide inside of it. Geoducks are highly productive. Their females produce over 5 billion eggs throughout their lifetimes. And it is no surprise considering the fact that the earliest geoduck has been recorded to live until 168 years old. Number 6. Red Sea Urchin. The red sea urchin can only be found in the Pacific Ocean. It lives in shallow waters from low tide line to greater than 920 feet deep, and is typically found on rocky shores sheltered from extreme wave action in areas where kelp is available. Bodies of these species are completely covered by sharp spines, which help them to protect themselves while crawling along the seafloor. They are aging very slow, and due to that some specimens can live for as long as 200 years. Number 5. Aldabra giant tortoise. Giant tortoises are quite famous for their incredible longevity. But Advaita, the Aldabra giant tortoise, was a truly unique animal that died at the age of 255 years. And these tortoises have lifespan that perfectly match their 500 to 1000 pound weights. Giant tortoises in captivity have been known to live longer than 200 years. It is a brown or tan color animal with a high dome shape. It has stocky, heavily scaled legs to support its heavy body weight. The neck of Aldabra giant tortoise is very long, even for its great size, which helps the animal to exploit tree branches up to a meter from the ground as a food source. There is every reason to believe that Aldabra dying in the wild regularly hit the 300-year mark. These reptiles move extremely slowly, their vessel and metabolisms are set to an extremely low level, and their life stages tend to be comparably stretched out. Number 4. Greenland shark. The Greenland shark has the longest known lifespan of all vertebrate species, estimated to be between 250 and 500 years, and is among the largest extant species of shark. It is journalist feeder, consuming a variety of available food. Moreover, intimidating look are not the only thing. Greenland sharks can threaten people. They are also the eldest known vertebrate to roam the earth. They only reach a sexual maturity at the age of around 150 years and generally live for as long as 400 years, which can be attributed to its sub-arising environment, its relatively low metabolism, and the protection afforded by methylated compounds in its muscles. Astonishingly, this shark doesn't even reach sexual maturity until it's well past the 100-year mark, a stage when most other vertebrates are only not sexually inactive but dead. Number 3. Lamellibranchia tube worms. Lamellii is a genus of tube worms. The tube worm species found deep in the Gulf of Mexico from 500 to 800 meter depth, which is able to live nearly 250 years. They can reach a length of over 10 feet, but they grow very slowly. This tiny creature who live at the bottom of the ocean can withstand intense pressure and extreme temperatures from Arctic cold to volcanic heat. Their soft body is surrounded by an outer tube called chitin, which is also found in the shells of lobsters and crabs. Though classified as animals, they have plant-like features like the ability to anchor themselves to the ground. They don't have mouths, so they use a retractable plume to get nutrients from the water. Number 2. Ocean quahog. Ocean quahog is a species of edible clam that lives a very long life, adding one layer to its shell each year. This shows exceptional longevity and great example of this mink, the clam that lived for 507 years, the highest reported age among non-colonial species. The majority of the scientists think that the Antarctic sponge is able to live for centuries due to extremely low temperatures of Antarctic Ocean and their slow growth rate. Number 1. Immortal jellyfish. There are jellyfish in our oceans. This creature reverts back to its juvenile form. By repeating this process, scientists believe that Turtopus nauticula can live indefinitely. No list of longest living creatures would be complete without mentioning of Turtopus torhani, a jellyfish that has the ability to revert back to its juvenile form after reaching sexual maturity, thus making it potentially immortal species. However, it is pretty much inconceivable that any Turtopus torhani individual has literally managed to survive for millions of years. Just because you are biologically immortal doesn't mean you cannot be eaten by other animals or succumb to drastic changes in your environment. That is it for the top 10 longest living creatures on Earth. We hope you are enjoying watching these entertaining videos. So please don't forget to smash that like button. Your suggestions and feedback will be awaited in the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. Till next, stay tuned.